What's up, guys, and welcome back to Poor Man Printing. Today, we are going to go over a podcast from MetaPortal discussing a lot of things that's coming to Illuvium, the Metaverse in Illuvium, Mag Boots, jetpacks, the 1%, 5% transaction fee, mobile, free to play, whatever else we can get out of this. So, yeah, guys, let's go straight into it. Okay, guys, we are on the beer cam. This is that podcast with Kieran Warwick, and he is about to start talking about the metaverse, and you're gonna be surprised at what you hear. So let's do it.
Where do you see Illuvium as part of the metaverse, like enabling that interoperability?
Yeah, so we had a chat with Gala Games the other day, who are a large-scale developer, and they're looking at launching a game called Spider Tank. And I was having a chat with them, and we're just going through the different synergies and whatever, and what would be possible. And Mozart is very similar to the illustrations that they were showing me of these different spider tanks. And I said, what if we reskin Mozart? Would you be keen on allowing people to play Mozart in the game Spider Tank? And you know, they're all about this metaverse and interoperability as well. And so they were like, yeah, 100%. And then vice versa, we said, look, so they go about it a little bit differently in that they sell NFTs prior to the game launching, so people can use those characters. Whereas we don't do that, and it's all about catching them when they become available. But I said, look, you know, we're not going to be able to sell it prior, but certainly we will put our version of your tank in the game, and it will.
Did you hear that?
What are you doing, step bro?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Hopefully, if we can come to agreement, it'll be used in both games. And so, yeah, we're already working on these opportunities now.
Yeah, that's very cool. I think we're as we.
So, a metaverse with Illuvium, Spider Tank, Gala Games, that is freaking huge. Working together to make this world. Guys, you just don't know how big this game is going to be. I mean, I'm just sitting there. I just want to keep using this new button.
What are you doing, step bro?
I'm just saying that's how big it is. I'm really excited. I am really excited. But I mean, a metaverse with Illuvium, I mean, it's already going to be a great game. But now they're talking about a metaverse and all. And I'm sure this will take some time, you know. I'm sure it will, but damn. Okay, so this next part, guys, we're going to be talking about jetpacks, mag boots, getting where you're trying to get in the game to get that alluvial the best possible way you can, faster than anybody else, you know, to train it, to fight with it, to sell it, whatever you want to do with it. But yeah, let's listen to this part here because I didn't know this until I actually listened to this podcast, and I think it's pretty great.
You know, massive secret. Apart from like, it could be seen as like a secret, I guess, in that we don't talk about it very often, but there's going to be little things like a jetpack that you can craft and use to fly around and get into tougher areas of the regions. There's going to be things like mag boots that the character can wear, which again will assist with different movement options. And so little things like that. But again, you know, you can definitely find out that information. We've come out with it and said that that's going to be a part of the game. And so I guess, yeah, not really. But having said that, we're always, you know, this land game was conceived less than 2 months ago or 6 weeks ago or whatever. So not saying that we're not going to come up with new and exciting things to add into the game, but we pretty much let people know straight away if we.
See, I'm coming in this a little fresh, you know, because I just found Illuvium. about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I'm not sure. But I'm just learning about these mag boots and jetpacks and stuff. There's a lot of information on their Discord if you want to go check it out. I try to read as much as possible, but I work a day job, so it is what it is. I got a real life, so it's hard for me to sit down and read all this stuff. It's better for me to come at it with a podcast or a video interview with Kieran Warwick or something like that. I can just put it in my headset and just go to work and still listen to everything. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and he's talking about crafting this stuff. This game is built for ILV. I mean, it's going to be burning up so much ILV, ETH, SLV. It's going to be crazy, guys. But everything that he's talking about is crafting. You can make your skins. You can craft weapons. You can pretty much do anything in this game right now. From everything that I've seen, I mean, good God. So this next part is talking about the 5% transaction fee, along with the 1% transaction fee. I thought everybody should hear about. So let's get into that right now.
Can we chat a little bit about like the economics of the relationship with ImmutableX? I think they've introduced a token recently. In terms of your relationship, I think the ImmutableX are getting 1% of all of the transaction fees. Does that like apply to all of the transactions, only marketplace transactions? Can you just give us a little bit of color on the economics of that?
Yeah, so that's to do with the marketplace transactions. So there's no 1% fee on like the in-game transactions that are being applied. So that's how they basically pay for the batching of the gas fees. Is they're taking, they're saying to these games that we're providing you this platform. For that, we're looking for 1%, and we charge 5%. At the moment is what it's set to, and obviously our governance council can change that at any time. But yeah, it's 5%, and which we take, and then 1% that Immutable take.
So I'm a little confused with this part here. Even after hearing this, it's like, so is it 4% that Illuvium is taking, and the other 1%, which makes up the 5% that Immutable is taking? I just don't know, and I've listened to it several times trying to figure it out. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know, but yeah, leave comments down below if y'all got some better information pertaining to this 5%. I'd like to know, maybe to clear up a few things. Okay, so this next part has to do with pretty much hiring the best of the best. It's like a special team. You know what I mean? Like I'm really big on that. Like I work for a double time company. And there's not a whole lot of double time companies out there. So, I mean, these companies hire my company to do a job knowing that we're the best of the best and we hold the best safety record. So we get paid pretty good to do what we do. So it's kind of related to this. So let's jump on down to that and listen to this.
If the learning that you've had from like, obviously your brother Kane at Synthetics and how to like manage a DAO, and you talked about how, people within the DAO itself, you don't really have the titles like, your boss or leader or whatever. Like how have you had any learning that you've applied that have helped you scale rapidly and keep you on track? Or how have you approached it basically?
So, I mean, it's a very similar situation to incentivizing your staff in a centralized business with stock options or any other incentive, right? And so it's not a new thing that we came up with. It's just and I can use my last startup as an example. Everyone, we gave out probably 25% of the stock to our team members, and the difference is you're not on a publicly traded market, right? It's a startup where it's like, if we get an exit one day in 5 years, your $100,000 worth of paper stock will go for $10 million, and there's not really anything along the way apart from if you do your Series A and that's at a higher valuation, then you do Series B and that's at a little bit higher, but it still is not real yet, right? Like it's not actual money where you can see that that's how much it's worth. And so there's much less motivation in a centralized situation where you're in a startup. Whereas with us, these guys were literally going, okay, well, they gave me these tokens at a $40 price, and now they're at 100, and then the next month it's at 180, and oh my God, now it's at 400. That motivation where you're like doubling your salary like every month has just created this awesome environment where everyone is like, well, I just can't, like, I'm so happy to work that it doesn't even seem like work, if that makes sense.
And see, that's what I'm saying. These guys are building a game, okay? And they know, like, hey, we got to build this game freaking perfect and great. No, we got to really move on it. We got 1 year to build this game, right? They're going to do what they have to do because they know that, let's just say they own some tokens at $30. And if right now we're sitting around a little over 500, they're going to keep working as hard as they can to make the best game possible, because the better game they make, the more money they make. It's a win-win situation. And I love companies that do this. It's the best way to hire the best of the best, just like I said earlier. So this next part, he's talking about the mobile version part of the game, which will be coming out a year later after the main game is launched on desktop. He's actually going to explain a few things about what it takes to build it on mobile. Will it be just as good as desktop as far as like play to earn? So let's jump down on that and listen to what Kieran has to say.
Yeah, so from an art perspective, which is obviously a major part of our USP, and so it's critical that we build this thing to scale and actually allow that same quality of asset to be transferable to mobile, and so we basically, every single asset that we have in high poly, we've also done a low poly version as well. And so it'll be much easier once we decide to start building the mobile version. It'll be much easier to bring that across, and it should make for a much quicker dev time. But it's obviously something that is definitely on the roadmap. Timing on it, again, it's sometime late next year that we're looking at having that out. Again, don't hold me to that, because there's a lot involved in order to do that, and especially when it comes to working with the different app stores. There's a bunch of stuff that you have to do in order to get around the fact that we are a cryptocurrency and the issues that comes with that. But it would be crazy for us to not be thinking about mobile. And one of the reasons why I'm so happy that we're releasing this mini game is because that's going to be a mobile game as well. And so it's not Illuvium, so we're still going to have people who are like, I want to play Illuvium, but at least it's a bit of a gap filler while they wait for our migration to mobile.
And see, that's great. The mobile game is a little more complicated because of the apps and the fees, like Apple fees and stuff like that. Will it be just as good as the game? Probably not. I mean, most mobile games aren't as good as desktop version, but just like he said, they will be launching the LAN game soon, within 9 or 10 weeks, in there somewhere, and that'll give people something to do until the game is released. And I'm guessing it's going to be January. I heard that he's going to be leaning more towards January just to be on the safe side, just to be on the safe side. But yeah, so mobile and in 2 years, yeah. It's going to be a really big game, guys. It really is. Okay, so this next part, he is actually talking about Axis, how the way they built the game. It's going to be a pretty good bit of decline in some of the Axis, not all of them, but some of them. And he's explaining the free-to-play mechanism that he has in Illuvium and the difference between Illuvium and Axis. So let's jump on into it real quick.
It looks a little bit dangerous, the way that it's shaping up right now in terms of, and that's why they've obviously introduced, this burning mechanic, or they're talking about introducing this burning mechanic, because they've identified that at some point, if everyone continues to breed these axes, it's going to start having an impact on the bottom price of the lesser axes. And so with us, we have done it completely differently in that we have a free-to-play element of the game. And we do that, again, not so much for the play-to-earn side of it. We do it because we want people to be able to experience the game in its entirety. And if they don't like it, you haven't gone and invested, $1,000. You've literally just invested an hour of your time, which is very typical to a normal gaming scenario. And so with us, how that works in and ties in with the play to earn aspects, you obviously you can get into the game, and there's the ability for you to grind and grind and grind by traveling to our free regions, capturing using the free shards that you can get, and we call these tier 0. So,
and see, this is another reason I never really wanted to play Axis, because I didn't want to drop like $4,000 to start fighting and breeding or whatever you do with them things. And the other reason is just the graphics, man. It looks like a kid's game. I mean, I'm not hating on it, and I know people are making money, and I know it's helping out other people in other countries get out of poverty, but I just can't get into it. I never wanted to play it, even though I could probably make money on it. But me just dumping, like, to start off as $1,400 or $1,500 to get in there, and then to have a good team, it's gonna cost you around $4,000. I didn't want to put up $4,000 to play this game and hope that I make money. I just didn't want to do that. So this free to play game in Illuvium is going to be freaking awesome for everybody. They can get in there and see if they like the game. If they don't like it, then they quit. They start out at tier 0. If they like the game, then I'm not sure of the mechanics yet, but I believe you have to be staking ILV or get some kind of SILV to play or something. But then you can move on to tier 1. But yeah, he's going to explain the rest of it right here.
So tier 0 shards, tier 0 regions, and you can go and collect tier 0 alluvials and actually get to a point where we have a leveling system on all the alluvials. And so as you battle and win those battles, you end up earning experience for each alluvial, and then they'll slowly level up. And so there's the ability for someone to grind their faces off for 16 hours a day, get their team up to a point where they can eventually either sell that tier 0 on the marketplace, and it's a tier 0. It's they've done it for free, so it's not going to fetch a premium price, but it might be $30-$40 that then allows them to buy their first shard and allows them to travel to their first paid region, which then gives them access to their tier 1 alluvials. There is the opportunity to play for free, and if you grind hard enough and long enough, then you're going to get to a stage where you can build up your team and eventually get to a point where it's like you put in $1,000 to start the game. There's also the ability to go in and chuck $10,000 at it from day one, and you can go and purchase the strongest team, and that's going to mean that you can go to the strongest regions and collect other really rare and powerful alluvials. But we want to give a choice to people. It literally breaks my heart when I post something on Twitter and I get like 50 DMs saying like, please, sir, can I have a scholarship? Can I have a scholarship? It kind of takes away from this whole, opportunity that exists here where, and I don't think we should be putting any barriers to entry for anyone around the world. Gaming should just be open to everyone. And so that's why we've gone with our strategy.
So there you have it, guys. Free to play is awesome for other people, just like he was talking about, somebody jumping in there and spending $10,000 to buy the best team and start playing. Like $10,000 to me is a lot of money. I don't know about you, but $10,000 to me is a lot of money. And for the other players, $40 and $50 is a lot for them. Maybe it's $40, $50 for a shard, and then you have to cure it, and then you have to go to tier 1 land. So that could cost. That's traveling fees. It's not going to be cheap either. Everything's going to cost. At least it gives them a opportunity to see if they really want to do this or not for free, and then grind their butt off and get where they're going. Because I'm definitely going to be grinding my butt off in this game when it's released. So yeah, I think it's a great podcast, guys. I'm gonna leave this link down below so you can listen to the whole thing, because there's a little bit more stuff in there. I just wanted to bring you what I thought was important to everyone. Yeah, go subscribe to his channel or his podcast and listen to the whole thing if you want, because there's some really good stuff in there, and it's a great podcast. But I'm more bullish on this game now. I can't wait for it to come out. I'm gonna be playing the hell. I'll probably get divorced. Let me just say, I hope I don't, but I might. But yeah, I can't wait for this game to come out. And yeah, this is what Poor Man brought you today. So subscribe, like, turn on notifications so you'll get more of this kind of content. If you like this, if you don't, then say, hey, kiss my ass. I don't like your channel. I'm going somewhere else. Because I'm cool with that. I'm real cool with that. But this is Poor Man Printing. Out.